Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today we're cutting right through the noise of modern real estate development to examine structural governance. We all know the sheer complexity of moving a massive project from just dirt to final disposition, right? But today, we're really unpacking the invisible system that keeps thousands of moving parts from literally collapsing under their own weight. So you have to ask yourself, how do these mega projects actually survive the chaos of construction? Well, honestly, without a rigid structural system in place, they simply don't. When you've got supply chain shocks, shifting zoning laws, highly leveraged capital requirements, and strict ESG mandates all colliding at the exact same time, any large-scale project can easily spiral right into failure without a master conductor orchestrating the entire process.
Section 1. Defining Program Management, the Orchestrator.
Okay, so what exactly is it? Program management is the structured oversight required to align architectural planning, construction execution, and regulatory adherence with your high-level strategic objectives. It's absolutely crucial. It's the mechanism ensuring strict timelines, capital deployments, and quality controls are tightly coordinated across a massive web of stakeholders. We're talking about bridging the gap all the way from the institutional investors funding the build down to the municipal agencies holding the permits.
And you know the difference between fragmented initiatives and strategically aligned efforts? It's basically the difference between a blown pro forma and a successful exit. Disjointed efforts inevitably lead to scope creep, delayed timelines, and compressed margins. Nobody wants that. But strategic alignment means every single phase, design, entitlement, physical execution, is perfectly synchronized to hit your target yield and actually achieve those big-picture strategic objectives.
Section 2. Physical execution and oversight. Getting into how this works on the ground, we sequence the physical build into two distinct phases. Step 1 is urban development. Think of this as the macro level, overseeing broad master planning, land entitlement, and scaling major infrastructure just to meet growing demand. Then Step 2 zeroes in on construction oversight. This is the micro level, managing the general contractors, optimizing procurement pipelines, and enforcing really rigorous site safety standards to make sure the asset is delivered on time.
Section 3. Rules and Green Initiatives.
Now looking at this, you really see the dual nature of modern development rules. On one hand, you have regulatory compliance. That is the absolute mandatory adherence to zoning laws, building codes, and environmental regulations. If you miss these, the project dies. Simple as that. But concurrently, you have sustainability initiatives. That's the forward-looking pursuit of green building certifications, energy-efficient designs, and eco-friendly practices. A highly skilled program manager has to balance those rigid legal frameworks with these innovative, ESG-driven practices to maximize the asset's value.
Section 4. Managing Investment Programs.
Of course, none of this physical work happens without capital. Program management is also the financial conductor. It requires coordinating really complex capital stacks, managing investor relations with limited partners, and overseeing high-level portfolio viability for these massive developments. This is what ensures the financial engine remains adequately fueled from the initial land acquisition all the way through to stabilization.
Section 5. Delivering long-term value.
Because let's be real, the ultimate payoff of all this strategic alignment goes far beyond just getting a certificate of occupancy. We're talking about measurable improvements in operational efficiency, elevated site safety, and the creation of stabilized long-term asset value. When you get this right, this is how developments successfully shape communities and drive major regional economic growth.
To sum up the core philosophy here, program management in real estate and construction ensures that design, compliance, and sustainability initiatives are not fragmented but strategically aligned. That perfectly encapsulates how structured governance acts as the ultimate risk mitigation tool. It transforms what could be highly disjointed, chaotic efforts into a cohesive, successful initiative. Because ultimately, the goal is delivering projects that strategically shape communities. All of this, the complex financing, the intense regulatory navigation, the physical execution, the end goal is to successfully deliver dynamic spaces where people actually want to live, work, and invest. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. If program management fundamentally shapes our cities, who is conducting your community's future? It's really worth considering the invisible, structured governance shaping the built world right outside your window. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep analyzing and keep looking closer at the structures around you.